Hello everyone, welcome at the buying review of the Audi A8. This is the second generation Audi A8, known as D3, as a model code or Type 4E. Prices for these uber luxury sedans are dropping fast. It's time to see if this is a smart choice to buy as a second car. So we will check reliability, we will check engine choices, we will explain the type of models that are most desirable, and so forth. Pure from an aesthetic point of view, the facelift from 2006 is looking still quite up to date. It's around this time when Audi started with their trademark LED lights. This car is like a business jet on wheels. Audi offers plenty of engine choices for this car, so there are plenty of diesels and plenty of petrol-powered units available. We will go more into depth about engines a little bit later, so let's focus on the positives and some of the negatives of this particular car. Positive points are its image, the space, it has a beautiful interior, it's very comfortable, and it's the absolute best of motoring engineering for 10% of the original purchasing price. Of course, with every car you have attention points. One of the reasons that these cars can now be had for a relatively small amount of money is because the repairs on the car can potentially be very costly. This car is like a typical potential money pit. So make sure that you buy a car with good service history. The air suspension is an attention point. If the car does not stand leveled, the suspension might be leaky. The air compressor is often next in line of repairs, which is very pricey to fix. Let's zoom in on the gearboxes. Audi uses the ZF transmission. These are quite reliable and according to Audi maintenance free. But to make sure that the transmission will continue to operate without any trouble, it's a good idea to flush the gearbox from time to time. Audi uses multitronic gearboxes. In the past, their nickname was multi-trauma. These gearboxes work a little bit different than normal. Some like it, some hate it. So test drive the car to see if it fits you. Moving on to the electronics. The MMI navigation screen does sometimes not fold smoothly. Improved parts are available for this system. The MMI system button could sometimes get sticky in the area around the cup holder. There was an option to fit the A8 with a finger scanner. With this option you could start the car and adjust the seat. The profile that matches the fingerprint can only be erased by an Audi dealer. Keep that in mind before driving home from the dealership. Check if all the LED lights on the back of the car work properly. The electronic trunk lid had problems with the hinges. This caused the trunk not to close well, causing the electric motor to burn out. The electronic headrest of the car will sometimes falter. The electronic park brake will sometimes not release. Let's move on to the engines. Wear and tear of the piezo injectors is not limited to the early model years of the 3-liter TDI. Diesel specialists will tell you this problem has nothing to do with design errors, but normal wear and tear of precision parts like these injectors. You can recognize trouble when you start the car. Just before you're about to start the car, you can hear a metal-to-metal sound, after which the engine starts immediately. As long as there's no real complaints like a stuck engine, white smoke coming out of the exhaust, a shaking car during a stationary run, flickering dashboard lights, barely anyone will change these injectors. Distribution chain tensioners of the V6 motors are still the weaker part of this engine. The 3-liter TDI, the 2.8 and the 3.2 FSI V6 engines should be checked carefully. The stretching of the chain usually first appears as a rattling sound with a cold start. Also, sometimes error codes in the engine management system appear. Repairs are costly but necessary to prevent fatal engine damage. The swirl flaps of the TDI engines can get stuck. This will result in engine management errors. The facelift A8 with the FSI engines has a potential problem with carbon buildup after refueling with cheap fuel. These engines prefer premium fuel with a higher octane number, so if you can, do that. Last but not least, the 4-liter TDI is a rare engine. This makes repairs and parts harder to get. When you do lots of miles, the diesels are the best pick. For such a large car, they are quite fuel efficient, offer good performance, and the cabin is well insulated from diesel sounds. If you're a petrol head, go for the V6 FSI or the V8 Audi engines. The W12 is also available. And the W12 is actually two V6 engines glued together at the crankshaft. Beautiful engineering, quite reliable, but of course expensive to run. Hope this review was useful for you to make your own choice about this particular car and what to look out for when buying such a car. If you want more of these reviews, subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next video.